Hey, what's up, guys? It's NDN here. I'm back again. Now I want to talk about 7.1 Elemental Shamans. There's still so much like smack talk going about Ele Shamans, and they're not viable and stuff. And I understand they're not like completely tier 1 right now, but they're still definitely playable. And EU is clearly proof of that. There is an Ele Shaman up there that's one of the highest rated players ever. But even on NA, it's like, yeah, it's like the highest Ele Shaman right now is me, and I'm not really crazy high rated or anything right now, which kind of, that sucks for elemental shamans right now that are not really up there. But I think 7.1, the new change is going to be Stormkeeper. I think that's actually a pretty cool change. It's our artifact talent, because before I thought it was a pretty clunky talent. But what it does now is that when you cast it, or it's a cast now basically. It's not instant anymore. So it's a 1.37 second cast, which I'm sure inside arenas is going to lower a little bit. You use that, and your next three lightning bolts or chain lightnings become instant cast, and they do 200% increased damage. This is pretty huge. It's like, I don't really, especially when you combine this with your proc that you get from Power of the Maelstrom. So whenever you lava burst, you randomly get the proc where it's like your next three lightning bolts trigger elemental overload an additional time. All right, that means they could overload and overload on top of that overload. So you could have a double overload theoretically. Now I was testing this earlier on PTR, and I can global people from 100 to 0 with 3 lightning bolts right now if everything procs, and of course it crits. That's the big part. I mean, and even if it doesn't crit, it still does some massive damage. I'll show you some footage of like me just using lightning bolts with the proc, without the proc. I'll try to duel someone that I know on here and just tell them to heal up until I get the procs and just go at them. But yeah, the way it basically works is you cast Flame Shock, you Lava Burst, and you basically, I mean, in an arena match, ideally, if you don't have the proc, you can just, use it whenever you want. Just cast three lightning bolts or chain lightnings, and they're all both going to be instant casts, and you just cast them 3 times in a row, and it's going to do some pretty nice damage on it. Now, that's basically, that being said, if you have the proc, you pretty much like one-shot anyone. If it goes right. So, and you have a partner with you, that's going to be huge. So I think that's going to be a really valuable change. And also considering the fact that the meta right now is changing very heavily onto double casters. So you're going to have like, you playing with like any type of warlock, you're playing with like a frost mage, or I mean, even if you're playing with a boomkin shadow priest or like a windwalker monk or something like that, it's just, I mean, the fact that you can lock someone down, or you're just like, literally you're playing with windwalker monk, you're just kind of screwing around until you get the proc, and you're like, yo, I got the proc. You cast it, he Fist of Furies, and you just go into it. Like, what are the chances of someone making it out of that? And stuff like that. So I think Ellie's going to have a lot more viability coming 7.1. Other than that, right now, I haven't seen any big changes. I mean, they changed Earthquake Totem to, basically it's not an Earthquake Totem anymore, which is completely pointless. I don't know why they did that in the first place. And some people were talking about how Flame Shock was going to have a 6-second cooldown. But right now on the PTR for 7.1, it does not have a cooldown. And they said Chain Lightning was also going to hit only 3 targets instead of 5 targets. But it also says it's on 5 targets at the moment. So I don't know why all those where all those patch notes are coming from. But as of right now, Flame Shock and Chain Lightning are exactly the same way they used to be. The only thing that's changed for Elemental Shamans at the moment is Stormkeeper. So your artifacts would change. And I really love that change. Obviously, would it be better if it was instant? Yes, but I mean, dare I say, would Ele Changes be OP if it was instant? I don't know, but yeah. So, I mean, good luck, and I'll probably put some footage for everyone that doubts Ele Shamans competing against enhanced Shamans, because I have some footage against, like, I usually play right now. I'm playing an Ele Beast cleave, which is I'm playing Ele Hunter Disc Priest a lot, which is a really fun comp. If for all of you that want to play Ele Shamans, like play with the Survival Hunter and or Hunter and try out that comp. It's so fun because basically you have the trap, and you can basically stay away from most people. You can kite around a lot. Obviously, there's some teams that will still Mongol you down, and you know what? It's all good. But it's such a fun comp, and I'll show you. It's like when you play against, we played against other enhanced Shaman Beast Cleaves, and they couldn't even compare. And I was beating their damage by so much because Ele Shamans have the potential to kite so well if you do it right. I think it also helps the fact that I'm a goblin, so that I have the extra jump. So you have Gust of Wind, Goblin Jump, Thunderstorm, Roots or Stuns, and then especially if I'm playing with a Disc Priest, he also has a Life Grip for me. So ability for Ele Shaman kiting, it's like depending on what comp you're playing or what like what, because most people are going to be either goblins, or if you're Alliance, you're going to be like a dwarf or a Draenei. I mean, sorry, orcs. So most people aren't going to be goblins, but you can look into goblin. It's something really fun. But yeah, and then I'll try to get some. Alright. Start dueling this person, Mr. Diraj. Okay, I'm just going to be clicking all my abilities. Trying to wait for this. Okay, I got the proc. Popping it. And lightning bolt. 1, 2, and 3. That's 3 lightning bolts right there. That was freaking crazy. That's so sick. And I mean, that's PvP combat, so it's not like it's out of like, you know, this is like, that's not how it's going to be in arenas. So that's the type of burst that Ele Shamans can provide now. When everything just goes your way. That was like first lava burst I did, I got the proc. That's freaking amazing. And the part is, because like, when you're doing all this, that's not the only damage you're obviously going to be you're going to have. You're going to have Power of the Maelstrom, right? Which is whenever you cast your lava burst, you have a chance of making your next 3 lightning bolts like trigger elemental overload an additional time, not just the first time. So which is awesome because they get double overload proc. But then you also, if you have the Fury of Storms talent right now, it's whenever you use your artifact weapon, you summon for 8 seconds, you summon a super awesome elemental, which that is freaking crazy too. It does so much damage. And on top of that, you might have like a liquid magma totem, which is also buffed up. And then after all that, you still have an Earth Shock with a Fulmination Stun to finish it all off, top it all off. And in between, like, you know, it's like, for example, like you have the 3 procs, right? And let's say you get a lava burst proc in between, you lava burst so that your next 3 crits become 15% stronger. Then you spam 2 more lightning bolts, and it's just like, there's so many possibilities of Ele bursts in 7.1. This is crazy. Just right there, you can tell. Now let's do one without the proc. I'll duel them, and we'll just do. I'll cancel my lava burst proc if it happens. But just do regular artifact burst. So that means it's like, if it's not ideal situations, what it would be. Alright. Accept, duel again. He's like doing arenas right now while on PTR, just helping me. This guy needs to hurry up. Shimmy. I'm gonna call him and ruin his game. Alright. Okay. Just waiting on him. But regardless, guys, while I'm waiting on it, I just want to say, Ele Shamans are going to be so awesome. Now, you would think it's not the biggest change, right? Like Stormkeeper, it's like, now it's not instant, but it'll make, your next 3 lightning bolts or chain lightning is instant. And imagine, like, this happening in an RBG, or, like, when there's people stacked up too, you can chain lightning. That'd be crazy. Okay, so I use this. I flame lava burst him. I didn't get a proc. I'm just going to go lightning bolt. Random earth, so I get to my 2 procs again. 1 lightning bolt. And I didn't even make it to the 3rd lightning bolt. So that's ideally how you would want to rotate that burst out. That was okay. So that was without my proc. That's freaking crazy. That's without the artifact proc. So all I did was I used lava burst once to basically activate the crit, right? Then you put the Sky Fury totem down. And I'm clicking all these abilities. This is like nice and slow for you. Then I used Stormkeeper. Then I popped my lightning bolt, and I had a lava burst proc, so I used it, so I get another proc for my clear casting. Then I used lightning bolt twice. I didn't even make it to the 3rd lightning bolt. Like, the first part of the lightning bolt went off, the second 2 parts of it never went off. So that's how OP this burst is. And like, imagine if I had the proc there, how awesome that would be. And you combine and you actually play this the right way, like you burst the right way. Because right now I'm just, you know, doing like really minor testing, like in the like most simple way possible. That's why I'm clicking all my stuff too, mainly because I don't have keybinds on PTR. I'm too lazy. But yeah, this is gonna be freaking amazing. So everyone doubting Ele Shamans, man, get ready. They're making a comeback just from this little change right here. Because even with this little change, you also have your liquid magma change, and Frost Shock got buffed by, I think, what, like 4% or something like that, which isn't like huge or anything, but it definitely helps. It's gonna be a nice little addition to the burst. But that's all I wanted to say, guys. Have fun with Elemental Shamans. Look forward to it on Tuesdays, man. It's gonna be awesome. Alright, peace. Let's see. Alright, now I spam 3 lightning bolts. That's 1, 2, and 3. See, look at that burst though. That's pretty freaking insane.
You got a lot of traps out of Hodge as well. There's definitely a few I could have definitely death. Cap, got it.
Using arrowing. Your bloodlust.
Trying to get it.
Juke wind shear. Killing counter strike.
Lost off the other dude, got it.
They're gonna swap off.
Kick me, should be fine. Sorry,
He's gonna. Okay, nice. Strapping. In order to that hex.
Stab.
Probably on full hex.
He's not kicking me at all. Only the hunter is, I think.
He's freezing arrowing.
Big damage on hunter in a second.
Nice.
Just destroyed that piece clean. I actually wasn't scared at all.
Yeah.
I death every trap too, that felt good.
That's Gucci.
Felt good.
Some of that damage. Dude.
Death? What we on?
The hunter.
Big damage here. The enveloping first level. Dang, this enveloping too. Not first level. Big deals.
CS out him out.
Well, they're splitting a little bit. Looks like. Both here.
Nice.
Casting on you. Trapped. Pins up in you. You aren't in the fucking dome, you bastard. You bastard!
He's gonna die. Oh my god. Hunter's gonna die. Juke wind shear.
My CDs are a bit light.
Nice, dead. He's probably complaining about how strong my mobility is.
They're complaining. Beastcliff's complaining that we do too much damage.
Probably, dude. Dude, I did more double the damage to the Shaman.